it's being live streamed, so test, test. Okay, now we're on video. So, can you say something really quickly?
Hi, hello.
Okay, good. It's working. Thank you. Um, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Yes, the nerds are talking,
Great, I'll be
and
back.
yeah, cool. It's not going to be anything interesting. Good evening. This is FTN News Now. I'm Jonofdoom. A packed schedule for you tonight. We have Adam Stratton joining us in just a few minutes. Not sure why, but he wanted to say something to us. But first, look at the day's top headlines. As reported yesterday, the Robbie Beast Pro and George Godsend campaigns have merged. President Robbie will run as George vice presidential candidate and has said he still intends on being a member of the Republican Party. Sorry, my voice sounds awful. Just had a cold. If I could find a statement for you, this was a little unplanned. I just want to do something really quickly. In a statement, George Godsend said, quote, Robbie and I share a deep commitment to the vision of the future. We also have a great deal of respect for each other. Robbie will always be playing a major part of the administration when it comes to the coordination of departments, agencies, and day-to-day operations. He will help secure the community and stability of our nation, help foster the strength we plan to build. This leaves just a couple of candidates left, including the Republican primaries. Jordy Harris and Selfie Wealthy have won the Republican presidential primaries, saying in a statement, quote, now is the time for the heart of America to unite behind Jordy Harris and Okidasky. We are counting on all of you to grant us the keys to the White House. Not because we want the job, but because we have been called to serve. That'll be a pretty interesting one. Also announced today, the chairman of the Plutocrats, Black Cat 311R, has resigned, saying, quote, due to more experience and capable individuals vying for the coveted role of the chairman of the once esteemed Plutocrats, I have decided, due to my lack of experience and involvement in the serious side of road politics, to vacate my office to those who might do better or revitalize the party as a genuine party. I will continue to serve as the Plutocratic DC City Councilor, and that is the level of political involvement I am comfortable with. Cherry Deers has taken over as the chair of the Plutocratic Party. In other news, let's see where it is. The other news, the DC City Council elections have concluded. There are many seats, including a runoff election. Turk Bid Nate 5305, Krenef, sorry, I butchered the name. Ceiling Cosgrove, Sanders Cheddar, Black Cat 311R, Frozen Ghost, and Henry Wallace have won seats for the DC City Council. Unsure when the first session will start. Okay, Kent? Okay, I am butchering things. Well, guess it's time for an interview. Let's see, can I get it up? Let's see. I promised that Adam Stratton wanted to come up. We actually booked him for an interview today. Let's see if we can invite him to speak. Are you there?
John, I'm giving you an exclusive here, buddy.
Okay. First of all, how are you?
Now, I'm doing quite dandy here, John.
Okay, so yeah, you said you had an exclusive. Give it to me. What is it? I really don't know. You've been desperate.
It's time to make America great again.
What do you mean? Are you running for president?
It's time to make America great again, John.
Is that it?
I've spoken to a great many number of people. I am announcing my run for president of the United States. We will be restoring America and bringing it back from the ashes.
Okay.
I cannot in good conscience support either Jordy nor George for the presidency, especially George. I do not support him for the presidency. And I'm asking all Americans to support me in this great crusade to restore America.
What was the decision behind the election process, the decision process?
I was originally I was originally going to support Robbie for the presidency, but after he dropped out, I have decided to run my own campaign, having been convinced by a great number of people. Great many people who are influential in this group have encouraged me to run for president. I have never run for president before. I have run 7 presidential campaigns in my time in Noosa politics.
And
I intend to win, and I will be winning. Strap on will be the next president. My campaign slogan is very simple.
do you see
Restore America, bring a strap on into the White House. I've had
Do
a
you
steady
see
hand on this
yourself-
government and this administration for the last 3 months, John. I have restored Noosa in the executive branch. I've brought it back from the ashes. I have done so from the shadows, and it's now time for me to come into the light.
do you
It's time
see
for everybody to
yourself-
understand.
Do you see yourself winning? Because you're kind of joining
I will win, John. Yes.
A
I am
packed
fully
field.
confident I will.
especially with Kasky and George and something. So what are your plans, honestly? What are you trying to what when you get in, if you get in on day one, what are your plans?
John, let's be clear here. I've had a steady hand on this administration, on the past 2 administrations for the last 3 months. Every action, every policy decision that Robbie's administration, that Andrew's administration has taken has been with my sleight of hand. It has been with my help. It has been with my advice that we have restored this country from the ashes. In less than a week of me starting as White House Chief of Staff back in the beginning of January, I had restored all executive departments, nominated and filled over 40 vacant positions in the United States government. I assisted with the removal of a corrupt president who I ended up working for. Effectively, John, I have maintained stability in this country. And while many people don't understand the work that I've done because I've done it behind the shadows, it's time for people to understand that people need stability in this country. We are at a very critical point in our country and time right now, John. We've just come in new ownership. There is new revitalized interest in Noosa. Many people are coming back. We're gaining thousands and thousands of members per week. And John, unfortunately, there are a lot of people in this race who simply don't understand what America is about. And it's time for me, someone who has been in politics for over 8 years, who's been White House Chief of Staff 7 times, who has been the Vice President twice over, to lend a steady hand in running this country. And I've demonstrated my ability to do so in the last 3 months, John. As White House Chief of Staff, I've had a steady hand on the administration. I've kept everything in line. I helped us get into the United Nations. I helped restore the military by installing Matthew as the CJCS. The military is just doing great right now. Best there is, best military in the world. God bless. And, I think I was never considering it until a great number of people came to me last night and told me, hey, the field isn't satisfactory. The candidates that are up right now simply don't have they don't have it in them to be the president. And I don't think either of them know how to actually run the country. I think Jordy is going to destroy the country. I think Jordy is going to bring in a great number of people who don't know how to run things, who don't know how to do things, and he's going to destroy the country.
Attack any
and I think George has tried running for president multiple times, and I've stopped him.
Debate, please. You're trying to say that for the debate. We're not going to attack other candidates here.
Well, John, the point I'm trying to make here is that nobody knows how to run this country better than me. And I've done it multiple times. I've demonstrated my ability to do so. I've done it time and time and time again. I was brought into Noosa a couple months ago, specifically with the purpose of restoring Noosa. And I've done so very successfully. This country would not be as successful as it is without my steady hand, without my advice, without my lending hand to the president. 2 presidents in the last 2 months, John. So I think the question here is clear, that we need someone who knows how to run the government, knows how to be the president, and knows what the fuck they're doing, John. Because let's be clear here, neither Ukrainian nor Jordy know how to be the president. George has been gunning for the presidency for years, and I've stopped him in his tracks every single time. George cannot be the president. He simply doesn't know what it means to run the country. And he can go be the speaker. He's been a very ineffective speaker. While I have immense respect for him, I don't think he has what it takes to be the president. So it's time for someone to step in, and I'm stepping in.
Anything else you would like to add, given the situation? Do you think you're gonna? Trying to come up with questions here. Do you think you're still White House Chief of Staff, right?
I am.
So I guess now that you're kind of running, do you intend to continue as Chief of Staff?
I will continue serving at the pleasure of the president, Robbie, so long as he chooses. And if the president wants me to resign, I will offer my resignation. But so far, I've heard nothing from the president that suggests that, John. I've done an incredible job so far as White House Chief of Staff, and I intend on staying if the president lets me stay on. And I will continue doing my job while campaigning for president.
All right, then. Thank you very much for joining us, I guess. Move to audience. Well, that was certainly something. Didn't really expect that. In other news tonight, the DC District of Columbia held its first municipal-wide inspection last night. Not last night, on the 24th. The fire department, emergency medical services, and metropolitan police departments were all inspected. In a statement, Deputy Mayor Risbrick said, quote, "We, on behalf of the Mayor's office, encourage all municipal employees to socialize and have a good time while developing lasting friendships. I acknowledge that the inspection was somewhat disorganized as a result of individuals firing and disobeying basic instructions. The follow-up inspection will be carefully planned and scheduled 1 week prior to its actual occurrence." Adding, quote, "It's just the beginning. Once we have new councils and a newly elected mayor, there will be more activity and changes within the municipal government." That is something really interesting there. We can find what else is going on. Well, there's not really much to it. There is another DC got an update. Let's see. I can't really find it. I'll find it later. The Metropolitan Police Department is opened up of intake 2 is expected to close Friday, March 8th, and which may change. In a statement, the Simply Biz, the Assistant Chief of Police, said, quote, "The intake will be open for any American citizen to participate in. However, extensive criminal records, affiliation, or other factors may rule many to be ineligible. If you are encouraged in becoming a law enforcement officer within the Metropolitan Police Department, we highly encourage you to apply. Former or current law experience is a huge bonus, but it is but it is not a requirement for employment. If you're new to the community, MPD is a great opportunity for you to start your career in law enforcement due to our low demand academy to educate the most inexperienced individuals." There's a link on the DC updates section. And speaking of DC updates, DC got a minor update today. Now you can go on top of the Washington Monument. Certain government officials now have admin, and there are some minor bug fixes. Well, FTN News and MSNBC are excited to announce a new partnership in terms of news gathering and a presidential debate, actually. It's kind of in the works. Presidential debate and DC mayor. Interested candidates should contact FTN or MSNBC for further details. We hope to have it sometime this weekend. It's going to be a fun one. It will be in conjunction with the Federal Elections Commission, I believe, and group management. So, yeah, going to be a fun one. We do also need moderators and people to make the questions, because I'm not gonna make the questions. I'm not gonna moderate. So we do need more people. So if you're interested, DM me. We'll figure something out. But otherwise, this news just coming in. A source close, Senator Cheddar actually said, quote, "The first council meeting this week, where they will be voting for president. A date has not been announced, but we will bring that to you on FTN News, and hopefully whenever that happens. Hopefully not Tuesday night since I have class. But that will wrap it up for us. More news later tonight here on FTN. We return you to regular programming, I guess. Good night. Just disconnect quietly. And we're off.